Hello everyone and a very warm welcome. My name is Hostname and I specialize in how AI is changing the hotel industry. It's a real pleasure to be here with you today, guiding you through this online study module. I'm especially excited to be speaking with all of you, the students and of course, the future leaders from the Europe Hotel School London.
So over the next few minutes, we're going to explore something that is absolutely critical for your careers, how to build truly world-class teams. And you might be surprised to find out that it doesn't really start in the interview room. No, it starts way earlier. It actually begins with the language you use in a simple job description, that very first handshake with your potential new talent. All right, here's a quick look at our plan. We're going to kick things off by understanding the problem, what I call the unseen language filter. Then, we'll get into the solution, a technology called augmented writing. We'll see it in action, look at the business impact, and then we'll wrap up by talking about your role as a leader in all of this. Okay, let's get right to it, the core challenge. You see, the language we use a lot of times without even realizing it works like a powerful filter. The words you pick for a job posting can either throw the doors wide open to a huge range of diverse candidates or, and this is the unfortunate part, it can slam that door shut on some of the best people out there before you even know they exist.
It's a question that every single leader needs to be asking. Are the very words you're using to attract people actually pushing the most qualified candidates away? This is such a fundamental idea and something we really focus on at the Europe Hotel School because, believe me, getting this right is absolutely crucial for your success.
So one of the main culprits here is what we call gendered language. And look, this isn't about someone's opinion. This is all based on data. We know that certain words are statistically proven to attract more men, while other words attract more women. And just like that, you've created an unconscious bias right at the very beginning of your recruitment process.
And it's not just about gender. In a very similar way, we see the same effect with ageist phrasing. This is language that, again, often completely unintentionally, sends a signal to candidates of a certain age or experience level that maybe they won't fit in. So what happens? They just take themselves out of the running before the race has even begun. And this slide just illustrates the point perfectly with some real-world examples. You know, when you ask for a rock star at the front desk or an aggressive sales manager, studies show that fewer women apply. It just happens. And on the flip side, if you ask for a digital native, a highly experienced professional might read that and think their years of wisdom aren't valued.
So, we get the problem, right? The big question is, what do we do about it? As people, we all have our own biases. It's just human nature. But this is where technology can step in and become a really powerful partner. So let's talk about the solution, a concept called augmented writing.
So what is augmented writing? Well, it's basically AI-powered software designed specifically for this task. A great example of this is a platform called Textio. The best way to think of it is like having an intelligent assistant that's auditing your writing in real time, helping you make it more effective and more inclusive. Now, I know this might sound a little complex, but how it's actually used in a hotel's HR department is surprisingly simple. Let's just walk through how a recruiter would use this technology in their everyday work. It really comes down to a simple three-step process. First, you just write your job description like you always would, but you do it inside the platform. Second, the AI instantly goes to work, analyzes your text, gives you a score, and offers suggestions to make it better. And then third, you just make those changes and publish the posting, feeling confident that your language is now optimized to attract the very best people. And here's a fantastic, practical example for you. The AI gets the nuance. It knows that a phrase like lead and develop a team feels a lot more collaborative and inclusive than just saying manage a team. It's a subtle change, for sure, but it's one that can make a huge difference in who decides to apply for that role. Now, this isn't just about feeling good or using the right words for the sake of it. This is about driving real, measurable business results for your hotel. Let's take a look at the direct impact this kind of technology can have on your whole operation.
When you start using tools like these, you're actually practicing something called conscious inclusion. And all that means is you're moving from just hoping you're being inclusive to actively using strategies to make sure you are. And that has a really powerful effect on how your hotel is seen out there in the job market.
And here are the results you can expect. You start to see a wider, more diverse talent pool to pick from. Your employer brand gets a serious boost, making you a place where people really want to work. And, so important in our industry, when your staff starts to better reflect the diversity of your guests, that directly leads to better understanding, more empathy, and ultimately better guest service. It's a win-win. So as we start to wrap up this module, I want to leave you with one final, and I think really critical thought about your role as future leaders in this industry and how you'll work with this kind of technology.
Please remember this. AI is not here to replace you. It's not here to replace your judgment. Its whole purpose is to be a tool, a partner, that helps you overcome the natural human biases that every single one of us has. It gives you the power to make better, more informed, and more objective decisions as you build your teams.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. As you get ready to start your amazing careers, as you step into those leadership roles, how will you make sure that you are building the very best, most inclusive teams you possibly can? The tools are out there. The choice to use them, well, that's going to be up to you. Thank you so much for your time and your attention today.